morning, everyone. Always there is this belief that the session after lunch is the most difficult session for a speaker to speak on because people are drowsy with the good food that they have had. But let me tell you that the morning session of the second day is the toughest slot. You are still dealing with people who are sleepy and drowsy, but you can't wake up people with a loud good morning who are not present. So the after lunch session, at least a loud good afternoon gets people your attention. In this case, it's a bigger challenge. But anyway, for all of those who have come in, woken up on time and come in to attend this session, good morning to all of you. I'll start with a bit of commercials come from Tesco. Tesco is the world's third largest retailer, and we are present in about 12 countries, headquartered out of the United Kingdom. I represent a part of Tesco called Tesco HSC, which is Tesco's global operations and technology center based in Bangalore. And in this center, we manage all of Tesco's IT-related aspects, operations around supply chain, commercial, finance and accounting, property design, etc. And we are in our 9th year of operation, and we are 6,500 people strong. So from an employment perspective, Tesco's investment into India has begun many years back, and today is probably one of the largest retail employers in the country amongst MNCs. What I'm going to talk to you about today is the use of technology in retail. And there are different types of technologies that one can talk about. The most exciting ones are the ones which don't exist. So it is very nice to talk about this visual experience where a person is sitting in front of the internet and he's trying to buy perfume and he can actually smell the perfume. Or he's wanting to buy an artifact, and at the press of a button, a 3D visual virtual image gets projected into space. Very exciting technologies from a retailing perspective, but guess what? They don't exist. So I don't want to waste your time talking about those. We then have a second set of technologies where you have some fantastic solutions, but they are constantly looking for problems to be solved. So a solution, in my mind, is not very exciting if it is not actually solving a real business situation. So over the years, you have had technologies come by. Zigbee as a networking technology came with a lot of promise, kept searching for many years for a problem to solve, couldn't find one, and then faded away. Similarly, right now it's very topical to talk about RFID and near-field communication. These are all great technologies, but again, everyone is struggling to find problems that these could solve. So I will stay away from these as well, and I would like to talk about technologies which are real, which can be implemented today, and which have been implemented by Tesco today, if not on a widespread basis, at least are getting trialed in some form or the other in a real life environment. So the first piece of technology I'll talk about is an application which we first piloted in Korea, and more recently we have now implemented it in the Gatwick Airport in London. So let me first play a video. If we could have the video, please, and then I'll talk about it.
South Korea is a unique market.
Great. So let me kind of give some color to this example. We often talk about multi-channel commerce, and most people, when they talk multi-channel, they think multi-channel means having a physical channel and an online channel. But truly speaking, multi-channel commerce is when you take multiple channels and you are able to integrate them into giving the customer an end-to-end experience. And this is a real example of that. what we did is we took a subway station, a metro station in Korea. We recreated the look and feel of a physical store through photographs pasted on the wall. Each product was displayed exactly the same way it is displayed in a real store, so there was no, so the change for a consumer was minimal in terms of his buying habits. And the only difference was now each of these products had a QR code or a two-dimensional barcode, and with a mobile application, a customer could scan that product into a shopping cart, place an order, and the proposition is that by the time you get home, soon after that, we will be delivering the goods to you. So it's a real customer need. You know, you're working the whole day, and just as you are going back home, you realize that you are out of groceries. And instead of wasting time having to first go to a supermarket, pick up the stuff, lug it with you all the way home, this is a much easier way in which you can take care of your late evening emergency grocery needs. And this is truly multi-channel, because you have to remember the biggest part here is not about the mobile phone app. The biggest part is not about pasting products on the walls with QR codes. The biggest part here is having the ability to deliver things to a customer by the time he reaches home. And that cannot be done unless you have a physical network of shops backing you up, because the products would get picked up, they would get collected from a physical store and would get delivered to the customer. So this is not something where you can leapfrog having physical stores. You do need to have a minimum number of physical stores. So the physical channel and the mobile phone channel here gets integrated to give you an example of true multi-channel commerce. And the benefit of this is not just about the sales that this channel generates. When you do something innovative like this, it becomes a conversation topic. It creates a strong brand attribute in terms of innovation and use of technology, and it has a rub-on effect on your actual physical world sales as well. So the benefit for us was an increase in sales in our physical world as a result of this innovation done in the virtual space. So that's the first example I thought I would share. Let's now go a little bit away from the consumers. Once again, most of the times when we talk of technology in retail, we are thinking of technology which is being seen by the consumer. But technology at the back end is equally important. And what happens is that when a customer places an order online, again, the most difficult part is how do you efficiently put together all the diverse things that he has ordered into a basket and have it delivered to the customer. So let's have a look at one of our latest warehouse or distribution centers, which caters to our online business, and let's see how it operates. The video, please. So a little bit about this one. So just to explain what happens, the customer goes online and he places an order, let's say for 50 items. And this could be items as diverse from toothpaste to bread and butter to vegetables. Now, these are products which typically cannot be picked up through an automated robotic system. If you have to pick up, symmetrically shaped boxes with mobile phones in them, there are technologies available where a robotic arm can go pick these up and bring them to the point of delivery. But in the space of grocery, what happens is you can't have a robotic arm picking up bananas. You can't have